Hi guys, it's me Happy Cat and welcome to my channel, and in today's video I will be telling you where I have been for the last couple of weeks and telling you about the unusual condition of labyrinthitis. So hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day wherever you are. And I will also say please ignore my slightly swollen lip, okay? I have a spot on my lip and it's a little bit inflamed, so it is not my lipstick, okay? I haven't smudged my makeup, it is just a spot on my lip. I had to get out of the way, otherwise people in the comments would be like, your lip's swollen. But yeah, this is why. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more content. I tend to cover shopping hauls and beauty products and beauty reviews. And don't forget to follow my socials on Facebook and Instagram because I put things on these socials that aren't on my normal YouTube channel, including extra unique, cool beauty makeup looks. Anyway, that's enough of the intro. Now let's get to it. So, I haven't been uploading for a couple of weeks and I'm fully aware how annoying and awkward that is. I haven't fallen off the face of the earth. I have been ill. So basically I had something really unusual called labyrinthitis. It's hard for me to say, but it's labyrinthitis. So it's like inflammation in the labyrinth sections of my ears. I had no symptoms, like I had no earache, normally I get like really bad ear infections. I've had ear infections my whole life since I was a little girl, and my ears would bleed, I'd have like burst eardrums and everything, so it wasn't nice. So I know what comes with an ear infection, usually horrendous pain that I can't shift and, you know, mucus coming out my ears. Lovely, I know. But I had none of that, and I wasn't even ill in particular. I don't remember being ill, but one day I just suddenly getting really dizzy. Like I got super dizzy, and I didn't think much of it at the time. I thought the first thing that comes to your head when you're dizzy is I need to eat something. Maybe maybe my blood sugars are crashing. Maybe I need to drink more. I might be dehydrated. So I spent the first day not really thinking about it that much, just trying to eat more, trying to drink a lot to be hydrated, because I know again dehydration can cause dizziness, especially in me. But those things wasn't working and it was really bizarre. And I went to my friend's house on this day. My friend lives the other side of town of me. I actually drove to her house because at the time I didn't think anything was wrong. But when I was there, and again when I was at her house, I thought, yeah, we need to eat, so we went out to get food and then we drank a lot of water and drinks. I even had a coffee because I was thinking maybe I'm having some weird like caffeine withdrawal or something. So I didn't think much of it, but I knew on my way home driving from her house that I started feeling really sick, and it was like a travel sickness. Now I do again, I have had travel sickness in the past, and I do tend to be really travel sick on a bus, on a coach, and anywhere that I'm not in control of the car. Like if I'm a passenger and someone's driving a little bit like shaky or not very smooth, that can make me travel sick. But it was weird for me to get travel sick while I was driving. That's like never happened before. So that concerned me, and I thought, and I also, when I got home, my temperature did go up a little bit, and my first thought was like, oh no, that's it guys, I've got the CV, haven't I? The corona. That's the first thing that came to my head. I thought, oh crap, I have the virus, right? That was the first thing that came in my head. And that freaked me out. And I was like, okay, well, we'll just wait. We'll wait till tomorrow. I mean, it was like 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, I'll wait till tomorrow. My temperature's still high tomorrow. I'll go and get the test. The next day comes and I have no temperature, but the dizziness has increased so much. I couldn't even move my head side to side. I couldn't look up. It was like when I tilt my head, so if I did this or did this, the whole room would spin. And the only way I could describe it is, you know, if you spin on the spot like 10 times in a row and you get super dizzy and you can't walk straight, that's what I was having just by simple movements. And it was worse when I was led down, like even lying down in my bed, like the room, I just felt like I was on a boat. I felt like my bed was moving and it was the weirdest, most sickly feeling ever. But again, I thought, well, this is just weird. I've never had this before. I just try to eat more today. Maybe I am just like seriously malnourished or like not drinking enough. Yeah, so I just try to drink more. And even drinking was hard because drinking, you have to tilt your head back. And even just tilting my head back to drink, I felt incredibly dizzy. So that was no good either. And again, I didn't really have a temperature till late at night. So again, at like 11 o'clock at night, I remember having another temperature and I felt hot and shaky. And I thought, oh no, maybe it is the CV. Like maybe it is, like, I don't know. So I made a point that on the Tuesday, so I got ill on the Sunday. So I made a point that on the Tuesday, I wouldn't go out anywhere just in case. Like I wouldn't interact with anyone. I'll keep my distance just in case, like isolate. Yeah, and it was a bit weird. Tuesday, I felt just as bad really. It didn't really get worse. I felt just as bad as I did on the Sunday, but incredibly dizzy, incredibly nauseous. I couldn't move very much. It was like a mission. Even just lying down like made me feel sick as well. So at this point I was starting to think maybe I've heard like you can have like crystals move in your ear and the crystals get dislodged and you can do the apnea maneuver to lodge them back in again, and I've done it before in the past, but I've never had anything like this before. So I did I YouTubed the apnea maneuver and tried it on myself. That made me feel incredibly dizzy, and I tried some like balance exercise, or like, so you do like these exercises where you look up and across and look sideways, look up and down, and then you keep your finger still and then you move your head but keeping your finger still. I was trying all these exercises to help, and I think they did help a little bit. It made me feel incredibly sick doing it though, but I think it did help a little bit. Yeah, so that's where I kind of got to. So Wednesday I woke up and I was incredibly dizzy. Like Wednesday I was almost seeing stars. And I had to go and get cat food, right? So I had to go and get food for my cats, and that had to be done. Obviously I was being very careful because at this point I still didn't know if I had the CV, but I was like, the cats need food. So I put my mask on, suited up, went to the shops, got some cat food. I went to get cat food and I got the cat food, just picking the cat food up and putting it in the trolley. I thought I was going to throw up, and I was like, I have to go home. I went home straight away. I went to the self-service because I was thinking, right, if I have got the CV, I'm going to go and use the self-checkout because I don't want to come into contact with any staff members just in case. I was trying to be as responsible as possible. I didn't go near anyone, and if there's someone down the aisle, I would not go near anyone. Like luckily when I got the cat food there was no one else in the aisle. I was trying to be super careful, and I went through the self-checkout and I disinfected everything afterwards as well. But I realized if I was too ill just to go and buy one thing and come home, and I was worried about going home too in case I like threw up or something, I decided, okay, I'm gonna have to ring the doctors. And I have really bad anxiety, okay, right? I have generalized anxiety disorder, and it's just a condition where you're anxious about every little thing that could go wrong, even if it's irrational. So I have a fear about ringing the doctors because I've had experiences in the past when I've had like an unknown UTI and I went to the doctors and then they sent me to hospital, and that's like my worst case scenario, right? My worst case scenario is them sending me to hospital, and I was freaking out because I've never had anything like this before, and it was absolutely freaking me out. So I ring up the doctors and they're like, okay, we'll give you a call back. And I was pacing. I couldn't even pace because I was dizzy, but I was like freaking out for like half hour waiting for them to call me back. And then they finally call me back. And amazing doctor, I love him, Dr. Hillett. He's like so funny, and he's just really like eccentric, but I like him. But yeah, he talked to me and he was like, oh, I know exactly what you have. It sounds like you have labyrinthitis. And I was like, what the hell? It's labyrinthitis. I can't even say it. I don't even know what it is. And the way he described it was, basically, I must have had a virus that I didn't know about. Well, it usually happens after a cold or flu, but I wasn't ill beforehand, so I don't remember having a cold or anything beforehand. Yeah, which also makes me think, oh crap, did I have CV and didn't know? But never mind. But yeah, he said I must have had like a cold or flu, and it's basically inflammation in your inner ear, in like the labyrinth section, and it sort of damages like the tiny hairs in your ear. That's what he was saying anyway. And basically now the world is slightly like off balance to me. and is making me feel dizzy and nauseous because nothing is quite exactly how it should be. Even if I don't really notice it, like, because I could be sat here and the room isn't spinning, but in my head is perceiving it as if it's spinning because it's like so slightly off. It's like a tiny bit not like in sync, and it only has to be your joints, your sight, your sound, and your sense of balance. Only one of those things have to be slightly off, like from out of sync with each other, for it to cause a problem. So this is what's happened. And what he said, well, the first thing he said to me was like, I will have to warn you that it tends to be more common in elderly people, but elderly people usually recover a lot faster than younger people. So he said elderly people can recover in 2 to 6 weeks. It's not uncommon for younger people to have it for months. And I was thinking, oh no, I can't be like this for months. Are you having enough? I cannot be this dizzy for months. Like, I'm struggling now. I can't cope with this now. I can't be like this for months. Oh crap, as well. I just realized I forgot to put my eyelashes on. Oh well. Ignore my eyelashless eyes, okay? Yeah, I just realized I was halfway through the video and I forgot to put my eyelashes on. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, so he was like, yeah, it can happen, like younger people can recover, like take a lot longer to recover. And basically the way he said it works was that my brain now has to relearn what I see as the new normal. So I'm guessing the damage has been done and it's not really going to repair itself, but now my brain has to now sync up again, I guess. Like now my brain has to learn to resync with the world and my body and make sure everything now looks normal to me, and then I'll stop feeling sick and dizzy. And that's why he said for some reason younger people can take longer to recover because it takes longer for the younger brain to process it, which is kind of weird to me. I thought like we'd be better processing it, but apparently not. He did explain in detail why, but I can't really remember what he said about that. So I was like, okay, so it's, yeah, a weird sort of thing where your brain now has to relearn how to see properly. And I was like, okay, well, what can I do about the dizziness now? Like, I literally asked, will ginger biscuits help with the sickness? Because I feel so sick to my stomach. So what he said was like, he gave me some medication to take if I'm super dizzy or I'm super sick. So it's anti-sickness and anti-dizziness medication. And it means I can take it when I drive as well. So if I'm having a particularly dizzy day, then I can take it before I drive. So there's no risk in driving. But the only problem with that is that if you take a tablet, because then it makes you feel normal, your brain will take longer to then relearn what it needs to learn, and you'll be in recovery longer. So I haven't taken one tablet. I made a thing to myself. I was like, I'm only going to take them. Well, the pharmacist said to me, only take them if it actually makes you throw up and you can't stop throwing up because you're so dizzy. That's the time to take one to sort of help like settle you down. Try not to take them any other time because it will prolong the healing. So I haven't taken one tablet. I just basically grit my teeth and pull up with the dizziness. I was dizzy for 10 days solid. Yeah. And the only way I can describe this, it's almost like you're drunk or something. I don't know. You know, if you're like super drunk, okay, you have to be pretty drunk. But you know, if you're like super drunk and then you can't really walk straight, and then if you're like so drunk that you just sort of lie on the floor or on the couch and the room kind of feels like it's spinning a bit. That's what it feels like constantly. And it's horrendous. I cannot get over how horrendous it feels to be dizzy 24/7. And I remember even lying in bed, like one of the nights I was lying in bed and I felt like I was gonna hurt and I was so dizzy. And oh, also another thing that happened, so I did say I have GAD, general anxiety disorder. It makes your anxiety 10 times worse as well. And I was thinking, oh, it's just in my head surely, but I looked it up and apparently it is really common to have anxiety disorders with lambrynthitis. I can't say it. The disease, not disease, not a disease, the problem, the condition, I don't know what it's called. But yeah, it's super common to have anxiety with this condition because your world is slightly off. Like it also means that your brain, remember I said about how it's not synced up with each other, so your brain can't process it like the normal reality, which makes your anxiety worse. So I had like the most horrendous anxiety. I remember having like a 3-hour long panic attack when I was trying to sleep, and the reason why it was happening was because I was led down trying to sleep. I felt hugely dizzy and sick, and then that made me so anxious. It was horrendous. But yeah, apparently it's common. So another really big, like, debilitating issue I've had with it is brain fatigue. Okay, right, so the doctor told me this as well, that you can feel more tired, you can get confused, make it harder to concentrate, or even just get your words out. You might have seen me even stumbling on my words a bit in this video. And it's because your brain is using so much brain power to process the new world that you're seeing and trying to make it normal, that you end up getting tired. Like, you don't even realize your brain's putting all this power in, but it is like in the background. It's trying to process everything that you're seeing in the day. So when you're actually trying to concentrate on something, it makes you feel confused and it's hard to concentrate. And I do find I stumble on my words. Even now I'm still stumbling on my words a little bit. But along with the concentration, it also interfered with screens. So if I was looking at screens, reading text on screen, reading text on my laptop, it made me feel super nauseous. And again, I think it goes back to like the travel sickness thing, because I know, like, when I was driving, like, if I was a passenger in a car or a bus, if I tried reading a book, that made me feel horrendously sick. So it's basically like living with constant travel sickness with dizziness on top. It's not fun at all. So yeah, I am now on week 2, day 2. Oh yeah, week 2, day 2, since I had symptoms. Symptoms. I keep tripping up on my words. It keeps happening. Yeah, so week 2, day 2 of my recovery, and I am doing it so much better. I would say I'm 90%, okay, maybe 85. I'll say 85% better, because I still trip up on my words. I still get tired really easily. And I still feel a bit dizzy, but it takes longer for me to get dizzy now. So like, I actually had my first shift back at work after being furloughed. That was a couple of days ago. And I was kind of okay for the first like 2-3 hours, and then suddenly I got super dizzy and I thought I'd have to leave my shift. So it's taking longer for me to get to that point now, but I'm still having some effects of it now. I can drive now because mostly I'm okay, alongside not going out for the whole day. I can manage that and not be dizzy. So yeah, that's the level I'm on now, week 2, day 2, and I'm doing a lot better. And I do think it's because I didn't take any of the meds. If I took the meds, like the doctor said, my recovery would have taken longer, because it would have taken longer for my brain to relearn the new normal. And this is exactly the issue I've been trying to deal with for like the last 2 weeks. I haven't taken any tablets, no matter how horrendous I'm feeling, and my ear just popped. That's something else that keeps happening as well. You get like tinnitus, and I got tinnitus, like my ear just popped, and now I'm getting tinnitus. Literally just as I'm talking. Yeah, I think that's also something else that I think affected me at work, was because my work's quite loud. It's quite a loud environment, and I think again, I haven't really been around anything noisy since I've had it. So I think that also like interfered with my ears a little bit. But yeah, so at least it wasn't CV, so I'm glad about that. It wasn't the dreaded CV. The doctor said I didn't even need to get a test, because he was 100% sure it wasn't that. It was this labyrinthitis, whatever it's called. Yeah, very strange. I've never heard of this condition before, and this is why I wanted to do a video on it. I know it's a very lengthy video, but the reason why I wanted to do a video is because there's not enough people talking about it. Because when I was stressing out about this, when the doctor first told me what it was, my first instinct was to go on YouTube and look at other people's stories and like recoveries, and there's not really many people talking about it. And I think it's because it is quite a rare condition. It's not very common. Like, not everyone has this in their life. It's quite unique, especially at my age. It's more common in older people, but at my age it's super rare. And I wanted to do a video about it because I know a lot of people suffer with it, and also a lot of people do have long-term conditions with it. Like, people my age who are making videos on it, I tend to have it chronically for months and months and months on end. And there's barely anyone talking about it who's recovered quite quickly. And this is why I wanted to kind of, you know, share my story, because I think it's going to, see, I gotta raise awareness and help other people, because it's scary. And when when I was looking up for some guidance, all the videos about people who had it for months and months and months, like almost with no hope, and I was like, I wanted to have a video that's a little bit more positive and have like a sliver of hope in there. I guess I'm just very lucky. I do feel very lucky, but I do also think it's because I was doing balance exercises. I didn't take any of the tablets, and I was forcing myself to go out. That's the other thing as well. So a lot of people feel like they can't go out. A lot of people feel like because they're too dizzy they want to stay in bed, but I made it a point to do something every day. Even I only stayed in bed one day, and that was my worst day. That's the day I had all that anxiety as well, but all the rest of the days I try to force myself to do something, even if it's something simple like cleaning or I don't know, walk to the shop. Even though I remember at one point I was literally walking like I was drunk going to the shop, but I was like, I have to do it because I have to make my brain, I have to force my brain this information of my new world and make my brain learn it. So I kind of forced myself to do it, but I'm so glad I did, because I do think week 2, day 2, I've actually recovered incredibly quickly, considering even for normal people, like elder people, it takes 2 to 6 weeks for a general recovery time. So I'm actually super happy that it's gone quite quickly. I'm still having issues, mainly with my speech now. It tends to be if I'm concentrating on something. So I can drive fine, but I can't like speak to my friend while I'm driving, for example, because I'll stumble on my words. Like I have to be focused on one thing at once. And yeah, driving is fine because again, like even if there's distractions, I can focus all my energy on that, that's fine. But it's like multitasking. I'm struggling a bit more with like multitasking, like, I don't know, like this is why I don't think I could do like a makeup tutorial right now, because if I did a makeup tutorial, if I did a makeup tutorial, I don't think I could speak while putting the makeup on, because it's like using my brain like overly and it won't work. But I am planning to do a makeup tutorial next week. I'm hoping next week I'll have a little bit more brain capacity to do that. I love how that took me a while to think of the word brain capacity. Yeah, it will take me more, it will have, I'm saying my words getting mixed up. Do you know what I mean? I've been talking now for like 20 minutes and now my brain is struggling to, you know, speak. So this is where I'm at so far, but this is a lot better. I was struggling way more last week, and the week before was horrendous. So I have actually come a long way to what I was a couple of weeks ago. But this is exactly what has happened to me. This is where I have been. That's why I haven't been on YouTube, but I'm back to it now. You might just have to bear with me if I struggle a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know a bit more about it, because I do think we need to raise awareness about this thing too, because it's such a unique thing and a lot of people are suffering with it. I actually joined a Facebook group of sufferers, and there's so many people suffering from this, and I just feel like it's not talked about enough on YouTube or just anywhere. I never even heard of this condition before I was diagnosed with it. So this is why I really wanted to just share my story, and I really hope it does help some other people. And yeah, like I said, I've only had this once. Apparently it can reoccur and it can come back, and it's usually a cold or flu that triggers it because of the inflammation, but I don't remember being ill. So I must have just had a really minor illness I didn't even know I had, which is scary in itself, right? Especially in these times. So yeah, really freaking strange. Yeah, this is why I wanted to let you know where I've been. Anyway, I don't want this video to go on too long. I don't want to be like a super major ramble. I just wanted to let you guys know where I have been and what this condition is all about, because yeah, it's not very nice. I'm hoping to do some Christmas shopping haul videos soon, because I love Christmas and I'm one of those crazy people that do all their Christmas shopping at the beginning of September. Ah, love it. But yeah, hopefully I'll get some Christmas gift ideas. And I do think we should do Christmas early this year, right? Because no one knows what's going to happen. And we might be in full lockdown again by December. And I do think it's better to do Christmas. At least get all your presents early before it becomes an issue, right? So yeah, I will be doing more videos on those sort of shopping hauls. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. Take care, stay safe, and until next time, bye.